Hello, guys, and welcome to another exciting cast by me, your host Atlars, and today I'm going to go over a tournament match. As you may see on the screen, this tournament match is between the Swedish Powerhouse and Team Refuse, and this game was fought in Zotac Cup, the semi-final grid final round one, and this match is pretty exciting. I've been watching it about I think I saw this replay about 3 or 4 times, and I'm actually quite surprised how the Swedish Powerhouse were playing this match. I'd say that they were definitely the strongest. They got off a bit on the wrong foot there, but they got back into the fight with a massive vengeance, as we will see when we enter the game. I think that the Swedish Powerhouse really showed us a display of true power of team play. And throughout the fight, you will see Team Refuse pretty much scatter all around the map, which I'm quite surprised about, since I honestly think that Team Refuse is a pretty good team. But I just think that we should go into the fight. Let's just go over the team quickly. What we see here is marked with white is Team Refuse. They play as Rhaegar, Sagara, Stitches, Tassadar, and Tyrande, and the Swedish Powerhouse is playing as Sergeant Hammer, Uther, Sonya, Vala, and ETC. And looking and judging of these setups, I am a fan of Swedish Powerhouse setup. Not such a big fan of Team Refuse's setup, but let's get into it. And the match is played on Cursed Hollow. Pretty big map, and I will go into details on the choices that they made, and my analysis here is strictly based on my own opinions. If you disagree on something, please let me know in the comment section, and we can open a discussion at some point. But let's just get into it. The red team here is the Swedish Powerhouse, and the blue team here is Team Refuse. And the first thing we notice is how they divide. I think the sound is just a bit too high. Let's just turn it down a bit. There we go. No need to have such high sound in this game. Yes. Let's get to it, but Swedish Powerhouse on the right and Team Refuse on the left. Look at how both teams are dividing into the lanes. They are doing a 1-1-3, both teams. And the 3 lane is composed of Sergeant Hammer, ETC, and Uther. So great damage, great heal, and great tanking here. And mid lane is of Ella, and top lane is Sonya. The 3 lane is from Team Refuse, is Stitches, Sagara, and Tyrande. A bit kind of the same setup as the Swedish Powerhouse is doing. I'm pretty excited about this strategy that both teams are executing. They really want to put pressure on both lanes here. And I have to say that I need to talk with some of the guys from each team to get into more details on why they do exactly this is kind of strategy. I want to know the thought behind it, but the idea is pretty good when I just look at it. The diversity of the lane with 3 heroes, it's pretty broad, and they're able to push some massive pressure on this one lane before the first tribute spawns. So they got Tassadar down in the bottom lane from Team Refuse. They're trying to defend off these 3 guys here. I'm pretty sure that they know that they were going to do exactly these kind of pushes in both upper and lower lane. We got Sonya defending the top lane. Kind of difficult to defend this as a melee. Got Vala fighting off Rhaegar. I'd say that Vala have the strongest odds of pushing this mid lane right here. As we see right now, Sergeant Hammer, played by Davis, is putting a lot of pressure on the towers. Tesla doing what he can to defend it off, but the pressure is just too strong here, with ETC and Uther providing support for Sergeant Hammer. And the first tower down here is about to go down. Let's see. They've killed the first tower in the upper lane here and putting great pressure onto to the upper tower. If you ask me, I think that Sonya and Vela should have switched places. It's limited how much pressure Vela is going to do in this mid lane right here. I think Vela would have been able to defend it better up here. Not like totally defend it, but I still think that the result would have been better for the Swedish Powerhouse. So Team Refuse is a bit ahead compared to the Swedish Powerhouse team. They're already into to the fortress area, and let's see if Dev is able to just destroy this gate. He's really working for it. He really wants to get it down. One of the reasons why I want to get it down is to have your creep minions go into the fortress section and drain the mana and ammunition from the fortress there. What we're seeing down here is actually after 2 minutes that is quite fast. ETC and Vela wants to get this easy camp going before the first tribute spawns. And Team Refuse has an idea that they might be going for this, so they immediately do some scouting ahead with well, I can't even remember what this ability is called. Let's just look at the talents for once here. There we go. The far side from Rhaegar. And he had an idea that they were going for this easy camp right there. And yeah, they were, but they were forced to cancel because they were pretty exposed for a gank right there. So the first tribute is spawning, and I can tell you in advance that this is going to be pretty intense. Still a lot of fighting. Sonya and Stitches choose to be in the top lane as they are both warriors, though I would say that I would have loved if Sonya came down to help, but they have Stitches leeching XP in one lane. They really need their guy to leech the XP in the lane to not get behind. Notice how the Swedish Powerhouse really respects the front line from ETC. They stay behind ETC through the entire fight right there. And that is imperative for the survival of the entire team actually. Dev is getting hooked by Stitches but gets away fairly easy. Still applying a lot of pressure. They're present with 5 heroes right now. Stitches moving up to apply pressure to Sonya and leads the XP so they won't get behind. But as we see, we have 3 support right here. They heal each other up so fast, and they're all on full health right here. And the Swedish Powerhouse is really low. All they got is Uther here, played by Marshall, and he's really low on mana. I have no idea about the fountain right now, so but best bet is for him to stay. Davis chose the first 8 talent, which I think is a pretty good choice. Uther almost out of mana. I don't think he have enough mana for another heal though. Look at the situation right now. The Swedish Powerhouse is pretty much scattered. I think Sonya took too long time to get into the fight down here, compared to what Stitches did. And look at the front line taking shape again. We have ETC in the front. I think Sonya is way behind, and Sonya should be around here, guarding off Davis and Uther and even Vala right there. These guys are pretty exposed from the hook from Stitches. Right there. If Sonya had been in the way there, they could have pulled Sonya in, and it would be more difficult for Stitches to hook in Sergeant Hammer right there. And they're really going strong on Stitches there. ETC goes down as well. Look at this situation right here. The Swedish Powerhouse is almost about to die. Every hero is so low, they got no mana. And Team Refuse is so high on health, and they really rely on great healing and great support, but what can you say, they got 3 support heroes, so no wonder. I think what went wrong for the Swedish Powerhouse here is that they were focusing too much on Stitches. And I think that's actually the point from Team Refuse, to actually have Stitches in and force the enemy team to focus on Stitches. So what's happening now is that Swedish Powerhouse, they lost the fight of the first tribute, and I think they should have pulled out a lot earlier than they did, and just go back into the lanes to leech that XP for the team. They might have been able to get a bit of XP advantage, but they're pretty equal right now, so it would have been nice if they were able to hit level 10 before the enemy team. And we got ECC and Stitches in the top right here. I think Stitches has an idea that, yeah, the Swedish, he barely makes it, barely caps it. Great move by Sonya by taking that hard camp right there. Got Vela alone, about to go down maybe. Will Vela escape? Yeah. I think Sagara is not utilizing her creep teamers enough. Should really use your creep teamers for scouting though. So the next tribute is about to spawn right there. Uther in a bit of off position right there, but Sergeant Hammer comes down to help. They should be really careful. Both teams still have 6 forts intact. 1 kill and 2 kills. Let's just go. Let's just pause it for once here, and both teams are about to hit level 10. So this this next team fight could get really nasty with a lot of cool ultimates to be used there. Look at the position. I think Sagara is way too slow to get up compared to his teammates. Dev is moving behind to get into position, and I think Marshall might be waiting for a stun right there. ETC and Sonya chasing away Stitches. Right now, yeah, Uther just used his ultimate to take down a hero, and like I've mentioned in earlier casts, do not be afraid to use your ultimate just to get one hero down. It can really give you an edge, especially when you're fighting over a tribute like in this situation right there. Sonya capping this tribute right there, but getting interrupted by Stitches. Team Refuse is split up, and Tessada is at the bottom leeching XP for no particular reason. The XP gain is so low, so I don't know why Tessada would stay at the bottom and not help his team. But I guess they called it out that they were not going for it, as they could see they were so split up, so it was better to have Tessada staying in the bottom and just leeching that XP. What we're about to see now is to see the Swedish Powerhouse here. They will move as a team throughout the fight. As soon as they hit level 10, they're moving as a team, as one unit, which I think is pretty good. What we're seeing Team Refuse doing is they really want to get that XP edge. They know they're a bit behind since the enemy team, the red team, is on level 11. And they just want to see if they can get the status quo on the XP. The Swedish Powerhouse here is doing a really great move. They're going for the first boss camp here to have it push while the tribute is up, and I think we should see the next tribute in just a little while. Team Refuse is really split up right now, and I think they are in a really bad position. As we will see throughout the fight right now, I think that the Swedish Powerhouse is winning this game because they move as one unit compared to Team Refuse. Like so many other games, it's really important to force the enemy team to make tough decisions. Should Team Refuse defend this? Should they go down and prevent the Swedish Powerhouse to take their boss camp? Or should they just go for the tribute? Let's see what they choose to do. The Swedish Powerhouse, they really go down here to ninja the boss camp, and I think that's a really good move. And I think they take advantage of the enemy being out of position, really. So they can really take this with ease and even fight them off one by one, as Team Refuse just enters the fight down here with just one hero at the time. And that is going to be the final destination for each hero here. Team Refuse really made a bad decision. They were split up before the Swedish Powerhouse went down to their boss camp, so they really just got down there one by one and could be easily picked off by the Swedish Powerhouse. What I think that they should have done is just have one guy go for the tribute and have the rest of the guys just go up here and defend that fort so it wouldn't fall. They would not have been able to do it, and they should have thought about that because they were rushing to their boss camp one by one. It's inevitably going to be their downfall. The Swedish Powerhouse going up to the tribute with pretty much ease, and no big deal. Devas and Valor pushing the mid lane. They got plenty of time to do so. Yet again, we see the enemy team being forced to make decisions. I think that Tyrande right here is making a bad move to try and defend this, as the towers and the creep just will take it down. There's no point of her going there. She should go down here and assist Rhaegar to at least save this tower and this shrine. And as we see now, the Swedish Powerhouse is gathering up to move as one unit again. I think that is that decision to move as one is what's going to win the Swedish Powerhouse this game. EDC making a bold move, trying to ninja this watchtower, but he's doing that with pretty much ease. What Rhaegar was doing down here, trying to defend this off alone, it was completely and utterly useless. He should just have gathered up with his team and helped his team defend against the Swedish Powerhouse. So we got the front line here with ECC, Uther and Vala, and Hammer and Senya just took their easy camp. And right now, let's just pause it a bit here. Team Refuse is split up again. But I guess what we're seeing here is that Tazara is trying to even out the XP advantage, since the Swedish Powerhouse is pretty much ahead on the XP. So Tazara really wants to gather up some XP to even it out. And Sagara and Stitch is doing this easy camp right here. Swedish Powerhouse moving as one unit back and take this hard camp right here. Now also known as a Bruiser camp. So right now I think Team Refuse is doing the right thing. They really rush down to this tribute right here to get it as soon as they can. It's in peril that they get it before the Swedish Powerhouse. If the Swedish Powerhouse gets it, they will be on 3 tributes and the curse will start on Team Refuse here. They really think they can make it. Look at how they scatter. They think they can make it before the Swedish Powerhouse gets there. So Stitch is right here. He's going up to soak this XP right here. We have Tyrande going down here to soak this XP, which I think is a good move. But it's a bit risky though, because what we will see is that the Swedish Powerhouse are actually able to interrupt the gathering of this tribute. They rush back and they realize that they have no chance of getting it. Uther yet using his ultimate, trading it with Rhaegar's ultimate. So it turns into a fight here, yet they're split up again. There are 3 against 2 here, and there are 3 against 2 here. Yet they actually managed to cap it. A really, really bad ultimate by Sagara. More of a panic move in defense than actually a beneficial one. And the Swedish Powerhouse is really chasing down Team Refuse. We only got 2 guys left here. And they're able to easily take down Tyrande right there. They got the tribute and are pushing so hard right now. Stitch is trying to do what he can to defend, but he should be really careful that he won't get ganked. Trying to cook one back into the base, but with no success there. Swedish Powerhouse moving up to this gate to open it up to aid their hard camp pushing right there. All I can say is that the Swedish Powerhouse is making so intelligent moves right now. Moving into the base to just open the gates in the mid section right there. Picking off fortresses as easy as nothing. You can see that Team Refuse is all back to health and full mana. They're still way behind compared to the Swedish Powerhouse. And I actually think that the Swedish Powerhouse in this situation, as they all grouped up, could easily do a turnaround move when they where they force the enemy heroes out of their base to chase them on a line and can easily pick them off one by one. Team Refuse chasing? Nope, they're not chasing. They know they don't stand a chance if they chase. Best deal for Team Refuse is actually to go back into the base and just defend it. And yet again, we see the Swedish Powerhouse moving as one unit throughout the fight here. Actually managed to save that tower right there. I mean fortress. I'm not sure what Uther is doing right down here. He's overextended and open to a gank, but I assume that he is well aware of where the enemy team is positioned right now. So, and we're actually seeing Team Refuse starting to move as one unit again, as they may have noticed that they don't stand a chance. What we see here is that Team Refuse, the Swedish Powerhouse, is actually trying to ambush, but no. I actually don't think that they got discovered by the owl from Tyrande right there, and they could actually have stayed there. Yet they choose to go for the boss, which is quite risky. Yet they got 2 levels on the enemy team. And we can see that the enemy team, they're really split up, and I think that that's actually going to be yet another downfall for Team Refuse. Swedish Powerhouse just moving in and just completely annihilating. Really bad, the ultimate from Sagara once again right here. I don't think this is the day for Noisens to play Sagara. I think his ultimates have been way off through the entire fight. And we will see that there's a lot of great focus here, but Uther is about to go down, Sonya is about to go down on really low health. There Uther goes, and they will take down Tessada, I think. Will Sonya escape in the top lane? Sonya will escape. I wonder why Stitch is... Yeah, he shouldn't chase really. The best thing he could do is actually stay with his team. Barely made it, so we got 2 dead on each team. Swedish Powerhouse still having the advantage. Saved by ETC's ultimate mosh pit right there. And they're able to pick them off. And Crosby asking if his teammates is on drugs, and I honestly doubt they're on drugs. Don't do drugs. So we got ETC and Sergeant Hammer here taking down their boss camp, which they can do in all silent and with the less likelihood of being interrupted with it. Sagara is going up there, which is actually quite risky. I don't know what Sagara would achieve to do so, but I don't know how he would be able to interrupt ETC and the Sergeant Hammer. Best bet for him was to lay out creep tumors around this tribute for scouting and wait for his team to come up and try to interrupt him to his best ability. Hammer getting into place just to be sure, scouting ahead so Uther can cap it in full piece here. And Team Refuse moving as one team. Now yet again they're forced to make decisions. Let's just look at the decisions once again. They got a full health boss pushing the top lane on an untouched gate actually. They got creeps attacking the core, and they know that the Swedish Powerhouse is going for their boss camp. So let's see, I think the best bet would have been to kind of catch them off guard. Then they just saw that Rhaegal was scouting this place right here with his fast side ability. And I don't know what took Team Refuse so long to make the decision to actually go down there and try to fend them off and ambush them while they would. Yet another bad ultimate by Sagara. I think Team Refuse should be better at making crucial decisions in a situation like that. I know Team Refuse is a really strong team, and I think they were in kind of bad shape in this game. And Swedish Powerhouse being really strong. Swedish Powerhouse completely ignoring ignoring the tribute right now. They see the opportunity as they got 2 levels on them. They got a boss camp pushing, so they know they can finish the game right now. Godspeed is just GGing, and he knows it's over. ETC catching 2 here, really great to give the team yet some great attacks on the enemy core. So in my opinion, I think that the Swedish Powerhouse, they won this game because they managed to move around as one unit throughout the fight as soon as they would hit level 10. And I think the downfall of Team Refuse is that they were too split up. As the Swedish Powerhouse, they were moving as one unit throughout the game after level 10. I'd say that Team Refuse actually won the early game, but I honestly don't know what happened in their communication after that, because they fell so behind after that. And I really hope that the Swedish Powerhouse, they should really get a sponsorship, because I really see great potential in these guys. And I hope you as a viewer, you got something out of this, watching this, and see how they move throughout a game on Cursed Hollow. I myself really got inspired by the positioning from the beginning of the game, as both teams would do a 3-1-1 push strategy to start out with. And one thing that I noted throughout the game too was that the Swedish Powerhouse were better to take mercenary camps compared to the enemy Team Refuse. So that's about to wrap up this episode of going through a tournament battle. And the battle was between Team Refuse and the Swedish Powerhouse from the semi-final, grid final round 1 in the Zotac Cup. For your information, the Swedish Powerhouse, they finished on a 2nd place. So thanks for watching, and please stick around and subscribe to my channel. Take care, guys. Bye bye.